Hi, welcome. Welcome or welcome back. I have a fun reading for you today. I have no idea what's going to come out, but I'm so excited to find out. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who has taken the moment to like my videos, to comment on the videos, and to subscribe. Welcome. It's such a pleasure to be here and to be reading for you. So today we are looking at soul activation. What is being activated in your soul right now? What is happening now, or what is coming in for you? All of my videos are timeless. They are right for you whenever you click on them. The timestamps will be in the video description, and I have 3 piles for you today. I have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Use your intuition to choose your pile. Pause the video if you need more time. And I can't wait to find out what's going to come out. I'm very excited about this reading today. So we will get right into it, and I will see you at your pile. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at your current soul activation. What is being activated for you right now? So let's get right into it. Your first card is the I'm not going to pronounce this correctly. The first card is the side of yourself that is part of the current activation. So this is the side of yourself that needs the most attention, or that is the most active during this activation. And you have the shapes. I can't talk. The shape. Pile 1. You know what? You do have trickster energy right now. Shape shifter. You have the shape shifter card, and this card is all about trickster energy. And as soon as I started your pile 1, I just could not talk or speak or do anything. So some of that trickster energy right now, your trickster energy is being highlighted. The shapeshifter is elusive. It does not like rules. It's a rule breaker, a rebel. It's very adaptable. So if you're going through lots of transitions in your life, this energy, this part of the self will absolutely come into play and help you very much. But you may be a bit of a trickster right now, or coming up. The advice for this card is to remember your sense of integrity, because this energy is very playful, almost overly playful. Practical jokes, all kinds of things. Rule breaker, I think I said. You may not feel like following the rules at this time. So you have quite the energy, high energy also. You're not afraid of change, and you just have this fun energy. If it is used in excess, it could potentially make those around you a bit wary. So that's why the advice is to remember your integrity, your sense of integrity, but also have fun with it. This is a very fun energy, very adaptable, very able to create and navigate all kinds of changes with ease, where if you do go through a change, you'll notice it, but you'll be able to laugh things off if you need to. You'll have the strength to get through any changes, where if you're someone who in general doesn't like change very much, change won't bother you too much at this time. I apologize for the noise of my dog. She got new toys today. So you're in a playful trickster energy in the moment, pile 1. Our next card is the setting of your activation. So this is where within the realm of your life this activation is going to take place. We have the ocean, pile 1. That's interesting. That's a very contrasting energy to the shapeshifter. I can't talk again. In the sense that the ocean is very deep. The Ocean card speaks of your inner depths. So on the surface, you may have this very fun-loving, playful energy, but what's going on for you right now is actually quite deep. The Ocean card speaks of the incomprehensible. I cannot speak for your pile. I apologize, pile 1. But in the Ocean card, it's our unconscious. It's the place where we transform from our ego self into our higher being. So this is actually quite the setting for your soul activation. It speaks of you being transformed out of your ego and more in alignment with your higher self. That's where this process occurs, is in the depths of the ocean. This card talks about dissolving the ego within the depths. That may be why you need this shapeshifter energy. For the symbolism of being in the depths of the ocean, you would need to change to be able to live there, breathe, eat, be without light, just for imagery. So your nature right now is very adaptable and very changeable, because what's going on for you right now, pile 1, may not feel very familiar. You may feel at times a little out of your depths, but being this shapeshifter energy, or having that part of yourself front and center, is going to help navigate this change coming up. Okay, so I do feel that you do have a change coming up, because the Ocean card literally talks about change and transformation of the ego. So I'm interested to see what's next. The next card talks about either what you need to use or what you need to give up. So this is a tool that you need to find within yourself, or something you need to release and let go of. Beautiful. We have the Nectar. So right away, that's something that you want to find within yourself. The Nectar is always a welcome energy to find within and to use. The Nectar card literally means elixir or medicine. It's a gentle but powerful healing energy. The Nectar card heals our body, mind, and spirit. So healing on all levels. So accessing your inner healing right now. If you are, I feel like you potentially could be going through an ego death, or I don't like the term ego death, because I don't believe we actually want to kill our ego. I believe we want to heal our ego. It's part of ourselves. So I don't feel ego death is quite right. I understand the meaning behind the phrase. I just feel that the phrase really doesn't represent a healthy transformation. So an ego transformation you're going through, learning to live from that higher self, higher sense of being. Your ego loves you and always will love you, and all it wants to do is protect you. But it doesn't always do that in the best way, which is why we strive to live from our higher selves rather than our egos. But that doesn't mean that we kill the part of us that only wants to keep us safe. We need all parts of ourselves to be whole. So we don't kill our ego. We allow it to transform and grow. We love and nurture it so that it heals, and that if the ego feels that we need to be protected, it offers us protection in a very loving and healthy way for ourselves and all concerned. But I feel that that's what's being activated right now. And it's probably not your first. We don't have just one ego transformation. We have, it depends on the individual, but thousands. The ego just invades every part of our life to keep us safe. It loves us a bit too much sometimes. So, but I feel that you're going through something, certainly a change, certainly a transformation. And it might be a bit painful at times. With this Nectar card coming in, this Nectar card is suggesting that you find healing within. In this situation for you, Pile 1, I'm really getting the need for self-soothing, stress reduction. That's probably also why this shapeshifter is coming in so strongly for you, creating fun and joy in your life as you go through this transformation. Because this can be quite challenging. This can literally be changing a part of ourselves and changing one of the ways that we've always lived and transforming it into something new. And while that's easy to say, actually making that type of change within our lives can be very challenging. It can feel unfamiliar. And I think I touched on that, where feeling out of your depth. So if you're using this ocean imagery, if you're suddenly feeling as if now you live under the ocean where you've always lived on land, everything feels new and unfamiliar and challenging, and you're trying to do new things in a new way. So that's why this healing card is coming in right now. Being nurturing to yourself, because you are going through something challenging. This is a major transformation. I apologize. I just paused it while somebody was making a knocking sound, one of the neighbors. Okay, so the next card is the reason why this is being activated. So a transformation is being activated within you right now, a transformation of the ego into a higher sense of self, into creating life more from your higher self than your ego. And this card represents why. Okay. Thanatos. Well, okay, Pile 1. So this is probably a huge transformation for you. So what's being initiated here? You're being initiated into the underworld. So you are, Pile 1, you are being initiated into some shadow work, into looking at parts of yourself that were previously hidden, that you didn't want to look at, that maybe were too painful for a while, probably up until now. It was too difficult for you to look at this part of yourself. It was too difficult to heal this part of yourself. So this transformation is a healing transformation. You're healing, and that's quite appropriate that I went into that mini rant about that we don't kill the ego, we heal it. And that's the transformation that you're going through right now. You are going through a very, very prominent ego healing, beginning to live life from an entirely new perspective. This card touches on all aspects of our lives. It's something that will transform us literally forever. So this is an activation within your soul. This is not just, for some reason, the theme of quitting smoking is coming to mind. I don't know why that's coming to mind. Maybe that's relevant for someone. And that in itself, to use that as an example, doing something like quitting smoking is actually huge. That's actually a life transforming event. And I'm getting that this is even more serious, that this healing that you're being initiated to is one of the biggest healings that a person can go through. So it's even bigger than, it might be bigger than you can imagine. That's what I'm getting here. So some of the advice for this type of transformation is, as much as possible, and I know it can be very challenging, as much as possible, release control of trying to hang on to the old parts of the self that are in the process of being transformed. So if you are acting in any ways that you feel you really would like to let go of, and you realize that those ways of being or those parts of self are being challenged in this moment, if possible, try to release control. And that's, again, I love that you have the shapeshifter card, even though I feel like it made me not be able to talk at the beginning of your pile, because this can be a fun energy. So I almost feel that you're approaching this very, very life-changing, for the better, transformation with a sense of fun and adventure. And that's a beautiful energy to have. This is absolutely a mind, body, and soul healing going on for you. It is also said with your cards here that after the transformation is complete, you will enter into an entirely new level of compassion and wisdom, that those are going to come in for you now, and that after this soul activation, pile one, your life will never be the same. It will be transformed into a much higher version of yourself. It's beautiful. I feel very wanting to support you, wanting to show compassion, because this is so beautiful and the transformation is going to be glorious, but I understand that the process can be challenging. However, I love the cards that you got. It looks like you are approaching this from a wonderful place. It looks like you're very ready for this. That's why it's happening, because you're ready. And I'm just a little bit in awe of you, pile one. This is beautiful. Okay, I have one more card, and this is the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. Beautiful. Angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. So I'm really glad that you got this card, because this is offering you so much support, especially because this can be a card of entering into the underworld. You will not be alone in this journey. Not only that, but you will be surrounded by the light of the angels. So this card says that the angels are near you because you have aligned your heart with them, and that has allowed angels to come in and be of service to you right now during this time. It's also a lot of why you're ready for this transformation in the first place. Your heart is very open. If your heart was not this open and you weren't so ready, you wouldn't be able to allow this type of transformation to happen, but you are ready, pile one. So the angels are bringing you service, devotion, authenticity, and love. And it will be very easy for you to connect to your guardian angel during this time. Your guardian angel is very close to you. Be open to any signs and synchronicities right now about angels and your greater life in general. And this card of angel frequency says that you have upgraded your spiritual connection as well as your frequency, and your guardian angel is close to you right now. And your angel is helping you to remember your power and your potential. So you have a lot of support from the light realms coming in. You can see, let me hold up the card. You can see the light, pillars of light, rays of light coming down to you now during this time. So even as you walk through your shadow, you will be illuminated and supported. And that's absolutely beautiful. That's beautiful, pile one. This looks like a challenging time, but an absolutely beautiful time if you're able to enjoy the process, because something huge is shifting for you and transforming. So as much as you're able to, relax, allow the universe to do its job, allow yourself to transform, release control, have fun with this, and know what the purpose is and what it's all going to lead to. It's beautiful. So thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Please comment. Let me know if this resonated for you, if you are going through this type of transformation. If you feel comfortable about sharing that. If not, drop an emoji, your favorite emoji in the chat, and call in this healing and this angel energy into your awareness. Drop your favorite emoji and call that in, and subscribe to the channel so that you're always notified of future readings. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Welcome, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at your current soul activation. So what is being activated within your soul right now at this time? The first card that we are going to look at is an aspect of the self. So the aspect of the self in this moment that is currently undergoing the activation or transformation, the part of the self that needs the most attention during this soul activation. Okay, Pile 2, we have the Maiden. Beautiful. Remember, this is any gender. Okay, it doesn't matter gender. It's the Maiden energy for your card. This energy is very innocent. It's an innocent and youthful energy, a very carefree sense of self, very curious, usually wanting adventure. So you may feel a little restless in the moment. You may be ready to learn. You may be ready to learn something new. Other people see you as very beautiful right now, regardless of gender. Other people see you as youthful, curious, wanting to explore, boundless energy. So this beautiful young energy who's ready to get out into the world. I'm seeing like the Fool card from the tarot, where they're absolutely ready to get started, almost not even caring about what it is that gets started as long as something is starting. Restless almost, wanting to learn, wanting to have fun, wanting to have experiences, wanting to explore. I might have said that already. But wanting to get out there and live life, wanting to see what life has to offer. A curious, adventurous energy coming through for you, Pile 2. The next card that we look at is the Place. This is the backdrop for your activation. This is where within your life it's going to happen. Not a physical place necessarily, but where within your energy, within your life, this is going to happen. This soul activation is happening. Okay, we have the Storm card. Well, if you are ready for adventure, Pile 2, here it comes. The Storm card can be very disorienting. It's a lot like the Tower in tarot. It can be sudden, unexpected, and severe. It doesn't necessarily mean bad or negative. It's just big energy. It can be disruptive. It does signify changes on every level. When the Storm card comes out, this, just like a storm, on Earth, when a force of nature blows through the earth, it can uproot trees, it can damage houses, it can damage whole cities. So everything can go through a period of transformation and change. This card literally says up can become down. So very disorienting. This card can cause a lot of anxiety during the time of change and transformation, because so much change happens all at once. So whatever is activating within your soul right now, Pile 2, it's a lot of change all at once, on many levels. The invitation from this storm card is to try to wait it out. If you've ever been through any type of storm, a hurricane, a thunderstorm, any type of storm, you can't fight it. It's not like you can punch a thunderstorm and make it stop. This is a force much bigger than us humans. And that includes you as well, Pile 2. So the advice and the invitation is to wait it out, to nurture yourself, to rely on trusted friends, family, and community during this time. Allow the storm to happen, because although it's very difficult, its purpose is to create transformation on every level in our lives. So a very large transformation going on for you, Pile 2. Our next card is the tool. So this is either going to be a tool that you need to find within yourself and bring forward, or something that needs to be released within your life. And we have the riddle. Okay, the riddle can be frustrating, at least for me. I mean, the very nature of a riddle is something that you don't know. And this card is similar. It has similar energy. It's literally a mystery or an unanswered question. Okay, Pile 2, this is what I'm hearing. If you're going through a storm right now, something may have ended or transformed or broken or uprooted or demolished even, and you may be asking why. Right? You're like, why is this happening? Why is it, what's the reason? Or how does this pertain to my life? A question such as that, it doesn't necessarily have to be the question of why, but it could be. But the frustrating part, at least for me, of the riddle card is you're not meant to know right now. Whatever answer you're trying to search for, whatever answer you're screaming at the universe to try to get an answer to, it's unlikely to come right now. The riddle card actually does say that the answer will come to you eventually. I believe it specifically says not for a long time. I don't remember if it says not for a very long time or not for a long time. But the message of this card is that you're not going to know right now, and that no amount of trying to figure it out, no amount of focusing on this question that you're asking the universe, no amount of putting in more effort to figure it all out, none of that's going to help. So just like the message of the storm card was wait this time out, the message of the riddle card is similar. It's not necessarily wait, it's stop trying to focus on this. I'm feeling like you have a specific question in mind, something that you really want the universe to explain to you or to tell you, and you're just not going to know right now. That's what this riddle card says. So this card says your time is better spent on other things than trying to figure this out. This card offers surrender and trying to find joy in other things. Almost try to let this question go. Oftentimes, when this type of energy shows up in our lives, and it's just something we're just not meant to know right now, when we move on with our lives and continue with something else, and we're finally able to let it go and finally able to make peace with not knowing that answer that we so desperately wanted to know, that's when we find out the answer. So that's why the advice for this card is to surrender to not knowing, move on, create joy in your life in other areas. This answer is unlikely to come in immediately. It will come in, but it will take time. It says eventually. I forget, very long time or a long time, but it's going to be a while. So don't waste your time. Focus your time and your energy on things that you can know, on things that you can do. Specifically, this card says use your time to bring yourself joy. This card suggests contacting friends, people that you trust, friends and trusted loved ones. This card could be the same. You may need some taking out of yourself you may need help to get your mind off of things. If you're going through this amount of change and maybe not understanding all aspects, or depending on your situation, maybe not understanding any aspects, things like that happen where we just don't understand. Forces that are much bigger than humanity are at work here. So something really huge is shifting for you, pile 2. And if there's something you're really trying to figure out, consider if you really need to know. I can understand you really want to know. Absolutely. I can 100% understand that so completely. Absolutely, I can understand that. But is it actually needed? And if it's not, if it's really not going to save your life to know this, if it's just because you just desperately want to, but it's still a want, consider letting it go. It is likely that when you finally make peace with not knowing, when you finally surrender to the changes and move on, that's when the answer is really likely to come in for you, pile 2. And I spent so much time on this card because I've been there. I know how frustrating that is. It can be maddening, so frustrating. So I feel for you. But I will say from personal experience, as soon as I had really, really, really let go trying to know, not just telling myself that I was let go, that I had let go, but when I really and truly had let go and almost forgot about it, the answers came in. So try to let go. Try to let go that need to know, that need to figure it out. The Storm card I don't remember if I said this, can cause a lot of anxiety. And when we have anxiety within us, that can be a time where we're very triggered to try to figure things out, to regain that sense of safety that we once had, that now we're feeling anxious about. So I really do understand, pile 2. Okay, let's continue to move on. So this is the card of the why. So I hope that you get your why answer right here, right away. Maybe you're instantly able to let it go and here's your answer. I feel that this riddle card is so strong that's unlikely to happen, but hey, let's not limit ourselves. But this is the why of your current activation. Okay. You have Anima Mundi. Okay, this card means the soul of the world. It's a card about, let me pick it up and show it to you. Here, I think this way is actually the upright. I'm not doing reversals or rotations, so I believe this way is actually the upright, because the person is sitting upright, surrounded by symbols, all different symbols, elements, planets. And we see this person is activated within the center. This is a card that celebrates diversity. This is a card that heals separation within us and creates unity within us. And pile 2, I did recently do a reading about it. Was a collective reading, which is, I believe it's the only collective reading I've done about healing separation from within in order to create healthier relationships, more union within our lives. So healing that aspect within ourselves is what will greatly help us create union on all levels in all parts of our life. So I will link that along with the video description, because this card is about healing the separation within. It's about celebrating diversity within yourself and within the world at large. This is a soul level initiation. And this card talks about awakening your divine light within so brightly that it contributes to the light of all the world. So I don't know if this answers your question about the riddle. I feel like it won't, but I hope it does, honestly. But if you want to know why in a much larger term are you going through this storm right now, are you not receiving the answers that you want to receive, the big answer, not the bigger, but the big answer of why are you going through this soul activation at this time is because your inner light is either being activated or being enhanced, brightened, awakened to where it shines to all the world. Oh, and we have my cat Nymphadora just jumped up. If you've watched my other readings, whenever Nymphadora jumps up on me, she is here to offer the pile a bit more love, because sometimes that's the pile that just needs some extra support, love, and care. So she's here purring on my lap, offering you so much love. Our last card for you, beautiful pile 2, is from the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. Oh my goodness. You have, I might mispronounce it, but Venusian Galactic Council. Star being guides, answer the call, time to shine. So why I'm freaking out over here is because it literally says time to shine. And this card is literally about activating and brightening and enhancing your inner light and shining it into the world. This card is about, oh my goodness, and this card is about healing the separation within you, and this card is about being a part of the light of the world. So that's absolutely beautiful. Let me look at the book a little bit, because this card is very detailed. Very detailed. I try not to look at the book and look up cards unless I really feel that I'm missing details that are very important. Okay. So there are beings coming from the planet Venus, similar to angels, dedicated to helping us experience and embody divine love. There are millions of them, and many of us will have them working with us as guides. Okay, and it says there is no set way of working with the Venusians, but they will contact us in dreams or meditation to share information that will support us on our journey. They often send spiritual downloads in thought forms or understandings. Dreams about flying or being in space are other ways in which they come through to us. And now we have Nymphadora trying to actually crawl on your cards, which is a bit too loving for this moment. Okay. Nope. She will not leave you alone, pile 2. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's her tail. This card says you are being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. You have a reason for being here, and you have the potential to inspire, support, and heal your corner of the world. Don't let this information scare you or overwhelm you. And the train's going by. If you've watched my other readings, you know when the train goes by, we just highlight whatever's going on in the reading right now. You are being prepared energetically to step into this role. The ideas you have been having recently are divine downloads, but you aren't being called to make dramatic changes to your life, simply to move forward step by step. Okay, so you will be receiving more information, but in small amounts, in step by step. And again, I know I keep coming back to this because I know this energy. It can be maddening. You will have the answer to this riddle, but it you do have to allow it to take the time that it needs to be revealed. Move forward. You may be going through excessive amounts of change at the moment, pile 2, but it really is a soul activation on a soul level to get that light within you shining brightly, contributing to all the world. So it's so beautiful. It's so worth it. As challenging as it is, it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit the like button. Please comment. Let me know if this reading resonated for you, or if you feel more comfortable, throw in your favorite emoji and claim the energy of this reading. And don't forget to subscribe and be notified of future readings. I'll see you next time. Bye. Welcome, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we are exploring your soul activation. What is being activated in your soul at this moment right now? The first card that we're going to look at is an aspect of the self. This is the part of the self for you, pile 3, that is involved in this soul activation. This is the part of the self that is transforming, changing, healing, or simply the most prominent aspect of self that is coming into this activation during this period. So we have the Judge for you, pile 3. The Judge is a very hard worker. This is a very diligent, hardworking aspect of ourselves. This Judge is very concerned with what is safe, true, or just. So this Judge really comes in our lives to discern the elements of our lives and the situations, to decide for us, is this safe for us? Is this just for us? Is this true for us in our lives? So the Judge has two aspects, which we can see how this card is kind of split. We have an open hand, or we have the closed hand. So we have the palm or the back of the hand, as well as an image depicting much like a sun, or an image depicting a skull, and openness or closed off. So there really is two potential sides to this Judge. So pile 3, as I talk about this, consider how this makes you feel. Consider how the images make you feel. Consider how the meaning of this card makes you feel, and decide which part of the Judge is acting in your life right now, or being maybe activated for you right now. Also, it's likely that both sides are present, because we are never all one thing. As humans, we're messy, we're complicated, we're multidimensional. So it's very likely that both aspects of this card are coming in for you right now. If the Judge within us, if our Judge sense of self is out of balance or unhealed, it will judge very harshly. It can be a catalyst of things such as racism, fear of others. It can create a sense of others in people, creating that sense of otherness. It can create separation, where we decide that some people, some things, some experiences are good and some are bad, and creates separation within. Because anytime that we judge another entity, whether it be a person, place, or thing, or experience, as good or bad, that's creating, actually, we think it's creating separation out in the world, but what it actually is doing is really only creating separation within ourselves. So the unhealed aspect of the Judge creates a sense of separation, thinking that it's protecting itself, but really what's happening is creating a sense of separation from within. I did recently do a collective reading about healing separation within. And I did the reading from the viewpoint of healing separation within, creating unity within, so that we could create healthy relationships out in the world. But with the Judge card here, you may want to check that out. Another pile had that issue come up as well. So I will link that video in the comments if you feel called to check that video out. If you're feeling a sense of separation within yourself, or if you're feeling separation or a sense of otherness within the world, that may be helpful for you to look at. So the Judge aspect of ourselves, which we all have within ourselves, can potentially create that separation in how we perceive others. But the other side of the Judge card, which we all also have within ourselves, is an advocate. The healed Judge card, or the healed Judge aspect within ourselves, the healed Judge self, will stand up for others, will stand up for anyone or anything that may be in need. It will advocate for civil rights. The deciding factor of how the Judge shows up for you personally, and this is a moment by moment thing. I am not condemning you by saying the Judge is either showing up this way or that way. There are many experiences in life. Sometimes all of us, every single one of us, use our Judge self in one way, and other times we use our Judge self in the other way. So both sides of this Judge are coming into play for you right now, pile 3. Sorry about that. I forgot I had my heater on. It's not usually cold here ever, but sometimes we get a few cold days, and today's one of them. So I just turned that off for right now because I'll be okay during the reading. I don't want it to disturb you. So the deciding factor of how we use our personal Judge within life for each experience is the amount of love within us. And that's experience by experience. So there's no one total aspect of the Judge coming through. It's the aspect of the Judge is what is going through this activation for you right now, pile 3. Okay, the next card that we're going to look at is this card, and it is the place, the metaphorical place where this soul activation is happening. So the last two cards, well, one pile we had, the place was a place within, and the other pile was the place was external circumstances. So this is a metaphorical place where your soul activation is taking place in your life. Okay, I'm not taking reversals or rotations as it's called in this deck. And we have the Mountain. Let me pull it up so you can see it. I really do like the colors in this card. The colors of the sky are it makes me think of the Northern Lights. And I like how the person is standing in the center with the fire, and I feel that it's a very warm, inviting fire, especially with one of our very few cold days where I live. So that fire is looking quite inviting. So the Mountain card also has duality within it, so that's a theme that's coming up for you now. I'm hearing two sides to every story. So you may be making a lot of choices in your actions as you go through experiences right now, pile 3. I feel that, I'm even feeling that maybe for you right now, it's almost as if every step of your life right now requires another choice of how you want to show up for this experience. So the Mountain, as you view the image, take a moment. Let me pick it up and show you again. How do you feel when you look at the image? what does this image remind you of? We have the trees, the many peaks here, and the sky, and the image of the person. That may be some indication. But again, pile 3, I'm really getting that it's not one way or the other. I'm seeing that you're experiencing both sides of the mountain, just as you're experiencing both sides of the judge. It's experience by experience, situation by situation. You have this is an incredible synchronicity for you, because you have now two aspects where decisions of how you want to show up are being made constantly. So the mountain can either inspire us, call to us to climb the mountain, inspire us towards action, or again, it can cause us to separate from others. It's another card that talks about others. So I'll just remind you again, I'll put that link to that video in the comments, because now we have two aspects in your reading talking about potential separation. If this isn't applying to you, then that's, I respect that. But I feel that at least some people in this pile may be healing separation. I feel even if this isn't applying to you in the moment, pile 3, that healing separation within and without is what your soul is being activated on right now, because we have the same topic coming up twice in two different positions and in two different cards. So one way that's different about the mountain in the way it can cause separation is as we climb the mountain and achieve new heights. I'm kind of getting the message of achieve external success as climbing the mountain. As we do that, we can be tempted to look at others as below us. So whatever like success or rising higher means to you, whether it's monetary, even it can even be spirituality. As we gain spiritual wisdom and gain spiritual knowledge, it can even be tempting to look at others who haven't done a lot of spiritual work and think that they're not as evolved as us, and that creates a sense of separation and creates a sense of otherness. That can be one way that the aspect of the judge can be unhealed within us. You know, that can be surprising, because we think of spiritual people as very loving, and spiritual people are very loving. That's true, but that can be one potential pitfall for us to overcome. So pile 3, we're thinking, as we rise to the top, how are we treating others? Are we inspired to climb the mountain for the joy of it? Do we want to bring people with us? Do we want to celebrate with others along our path and cheer them on and have them cheer us on? Or are we looking down at people? Or is it a mix? We're human. It's probably a mix. This card does have the invitation to realize that regardless of where you are on this mountain or how it makes you feel, it calls us to remember that what's most valuable of the mountain is what's inside. And we do see, I like how that person is standing going inside the mountain, because this card talks about how that's where the gems are. That's where you mine from. That's where whatever's valuable about the mountain, it's on the inside. It's not about how high you climb. It's about that place inside that holds what's more valuable. So the mountain calls us to remember that regardless of how we feel about it, and regardless of our journey, to remember that it's what's on the inside. So that's really beautiful. Pile 3, your soul may be activating right now to see your inner value and beauty, and that may help shine that out into the world. As we begin to heal separation or see our inner beauty, see our inner value. I also have a reading about worthiness. If you want to check that out, that's one of my earlier readings. But as we see our inner worthiness, see our inner value, that begins to be reflected out into the world, which is why these topics like this are so important to me, because that's how we heal our individual world vision as well as heal our collective world vision. It really does start within us. When we recognize our inner beauty and our inner union, that creates our perception of the outer beauty and outer union. So I feel aspects of that are being activated within your soul right now, pile 3. That's very beautiful and a very powerful transformation. That is the type of transformation that will transform your outer world. It's just a type of transformation that starts as an inner journey. Okay, the next card we're going to look at is the tool. So the tool that you're using on your soul's activation right now is either a tool you need to find within yourself or something that needs to be released and let go of. So you have the prayer card. Okay. Again, I like the colors that are here. I'm looking for similarities in colors. We don't have a lot of similarities in colors, except we do have the yellowy orange, and we have the yellowy orange red. We have that with the fire on the inside of the mountain, and we have that over here in the sun aspect of the judge. So that really is telling me that that's the aspect that's healing, that's being activated. A healing within inner unity is being activated for you right now, pile 3, which is beautiful. That's going to, oh, the train's going by. If you've watched my other readings, whenever the train goes by, I highlight what's going on in the reading. So that's confirmation that you're healing your inner unity, your inner sense of unity. You're celebrating your inner diversity of yourself, and all of that's going to be activated in the world around you. Once that's healed within, you'll begin to see that all around you. So if that's not your experience right now as you go out into the world, as this transforms and activates within your soul, you will begin to have a new outer reality that reflects that inner union, that healed separation, that as you enter the center of the mountain and see your value, worth, and gems, you will see all the value and worth all around you in life. But the tool of the prayer is something that can be accessed from within. It's not something to be released. It's something to be found within and expressed and used. The prayer card talks about worship and reverence. So I am hearing, revering, not just spirit and not just the divine, but you will soon have reverence for all around you. If that's not your reality yet, that's being healed within you. It's going to heal and transform your life for you. There's a lot of talk, obviously, about this prayer card in the book, but one thing that I really like about it is that at one point it says we are in the state of prayer anytime we are thinking about what is greater than ourselves. And again, that's creating that unity within. And I know that sounds contradictory, but when we're whole and healed and unified within ourselves, we then have that great capacity to think about others in a much more loving way. And that just happens very naturally. And it's not that we stop meeting our needs, because actually our needs become met much more effortlessly than ever before, because we have that sense of wholeness and unity, because we see our value and worth. That's a place where we come from that has very healthy boundaries, a very high sense of self-worth, And we're so whole and healed within ourselves that we now have so much to share with others. Remember that the more whole and healed we are on the inside, the more capacity and the more resources we have to share. So this is a card of both going through the transformation and going through the soul activation, as well as afterwards having being so healed that you now have the capacity to share, because you're just overflowing with all these wonderful things. This card also talks about being in a state of gratitude, and it talks about specifically performing acts of service, which there's so many ways to perform acts of service for others. It's unlimited. It can be a compliment to someone, it can be a smile to someone at the grocery store, it can be being kind, and it can also mean volunteering, donating. It's limitless ways to be of service to others. So this prayer card is a tool within yourself that can help you during this soul activation, pile 3. This card says, get quiet, get low, and get humble, which is quite a synchronicity, because we talked about you climbing the mountain and rising to success, whatever that means to you. Yet we have the prayer card reminding you to almost get low and stay humble. So another call to remind you that it's not about how high on the mountain you go. It's about the inner journey, what's inside the mountain. Okay, and the next card we have is the why. Why are you going through this soul activation? What's the purpose? Okay, and we have Eros. Okay, so the Eros card, it can be a very sensual card, and it's also about a card of love, and it's a card of desire. And on face value, it does look as if this card is about sensuality in the forms of desire and love. But as we continue on this journey and learn more about Eros, it really calls us to discover the very root of our desire itself. So the why of why your soul is being activated in this way at this time is to get you in touch of what you truly desire. Oh, and we have Nifedora coming in. My cat, she always shows up when my pile needs extra love and care. So she is here offering you so much love. She's usually also a bit disruptive, but she's lovingly disruptive. Okay, so this card, and you know what? This card talks a lot about reconnecting, which is gorgeous, because we have a lot of separation or potential separation going on early in your reading. And now the whole why of why this soul activation is happening is literally for a reconnection. So reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with others. And I love for you, pile 3, I'm just moving Nifedora because she is being disruptive. Okay. What I love for you, pile 3, is that it's reconnection through acknowledging your true desires, getting very clear on what it is that's actually important to you. And what comes through as so beautiful, pile 3, is finding out that what's the most important to you is actually unity and connection. So you're on quite the journey to realize what unity and connection and a sense of wholeness within yourself and with others means to you. That may be coming in for you, but it's absolutely beautiful. This card also talks a lot about expression through creativity and how creativity can help us realize our desires, and it heals us with anything we once considered separate from us. So you're about to see a lot of unity come in through this activation for you. I still have one more card, but pile 3, I'm really curious if you feel comfortable and safe enough to comment if this is resonating for you, or if you feel that you're healing separation within your life. I would just be so happy to cheer you on with that journey. So beautiful. I'd be so interested to know. It's okay if you don't want to share that in a comment. I respect that. You can always throw in your favorite emoji to further activate this unity that's coming in for you. Okay, so our last card is from the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. Yeah, you have Ancestral Realm, Karmic Release, Healing the Lineage, and Boundaries. Oh, we did talk about healing those having really healthy boundaries, and how when you're so full and healed and unified within yourself that your boundaries are very high, and that's when you're able to give the most, because you're coming from a very abundant, healed place. You have the most to give. But pile 3, this may be, I feel that this soul activation isn't just healing you and your life, but you personally, pile 3, maybe healing. You're doing some ancestral healing here. That this isn't you're the one to break this ancestral curse in your family. So you may have very strong viewpoints about these things, and that would absolutely explain why I didn't see only one aspect of the Judge or the Mountain coming out, because you're the one to, oh, the train's going by again, a lot of trains, and so this is highlighted for you. You're the one in your family line that's changing this. So it's likely that you feel very strongly about these issues of standing up for others, about the issue of it's not all about getting to the top of success. It's also about cheering on those who are traveling with you, pulling others up as you go up, seeing the value that's within, not just external success. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with external success, as long as we're remembering that what's actually of value is on the inside, and as long as we are loving and respecting others along our journey and along their journeys. So you may have had many experiences that have these themes. So I feel that you may have very strong feelings about these themes, and this is something that has been activating probably not just right now, maybe your whole life. You maybe even have other people in your family that don't feel the way you feel, and you're having to maybe at times go it alone and keep these values within yourself. That could be some of the value that's on the inside. You have these new values that maybe some of your family weren't able to express, and now you're healing that for yourself and for your ancestral line. So that's very beautiful. That's a very powerful thing to do. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's something that helps transform the whole world at large as well. Because when we heal ourselves, we heal another piece of the world. So as you create unity within yourself, as you celebrate diversity, as you heal any sense of otherness, you're helping to heal that within the world at large. So that's a very noble soul activation coming in for you, pile 3. It's quite beautiful. I'm very honored to have done this reading for you today. I would love to hear anything you would like to share in comments, or throw your favorite emoji in just to activate this energy for you. Please like the video if you feel called to, and subscribe so that you're notified of future readings. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.